my personal mentor, someone that I work with specifically, someone who really shaped my mind and my who I am as a person and who I am in this business. If it wasn't for this gentleman, I would not know where I'm at today. I really would not know. I'd probably be caught dead in the street, not doing anything. If this gentleman didn't come here and save me and showed me the information of what it took to become successful, what it took to go out there, he gave so much confidence in me that guess what? I didn't have the heart to let him down. See, every single night he'd call me, Carl, are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? Of course, because I was afraid to let him down. See, this gentleman is the shaker and the mover of this company. If it wasn't, you have to understand, he doesn't have to be here. But guess what? He cares about each and every single one of you guys, that he's out here taking time out of his busy schedule just so that he could train this information. So don't take it for granted, because what would happen if these leaders did disappear? What would you do? Where would you be? So you have to understand, don't take the information for granted. Be hungry for the knowledge. Be hungry for the information, because it's for you anyways. So, without further ado, if you guys could stand up to your seat, please welcome Mr. Timothy Herr.
We're going to dive into this information. One more time, though, Carl and Nikhila did a great job, everybody. All right, real quickly, just 30-second testimonial on my background. My name is Tim Herr. As Carlos said, my background's very simple. I come from a very poor family. My dad ran away from home when I was a little kid. We moved from Indiana to California when I was a kid. And when we moved to California, we didn't have a place to live, so we lived in the back of a car, and we struggled. And we moved from the car into a motel, and then from a motel to living on my sister's couch, to living with my buddy Mark Morris and bouncing around. And this when I was, growing up in high school, and I thought, I would love to not have to have my family go through what I went through whenever I have kids. So I was very fortunate that the circumstances that happened to me happened to me, because if it didn't, I might not be here today. So I'm always excited when I look back on my life. But what I realized was when I growing up so poor, that I respected money. I respected the fact that making money was a good idea. And in order to make money in our compensation plan, you have to understand how to make money. Okay, so tonight, what we're going to talk about is obviously the pay plan. Now, how many of you are excited to find out how this compensation, how this pay plan works? If you do, say aye. Aye. Well, let's dive into this information now. So, how does it work? Okay, we're gonna break this thing down. Okay, first thing we got to be aware of is study, practice, and teach. Study, practice, and teach. Recognize the fact that what? You're going to get this handout in your kit when you get started. Now tonight, many of you obviously are already agents. Give yourselves a round of applause for being an agent already. So when people ask you what you do, you're a secret agent. So that's fun, right? So here it is. Study, practice, and teach. You want to learn this compensation plan. So not just take the information tonight, because some of this information is going to be new to you. A lot of this information is going to be new to you. What you want to make sure that you do is, guess what? Go home and study it. Okay, we'll learn this a little bit more, but tonight, a lot of it's going to make a lot more sense, so you're going to get fired up. You're going to freak out. Some of you are going to be like, oh my God, no wonder people are so jacked up, Yeah. I know, because some of the new people are like, what is in these lotions? Because these people are pumped. Something's going on with these lotions, because these people are jacked, right? You'll find out why. Because the compensation plan is the most aggressive comp plan in the industry. End of story. End of story. I mean, that's not open for discussion, okay? And I could prove it to you all night long, okay? Now, here's what you want to know. Paul Zane Pilzer, he's the economic advisor. He's a presidential economic advisor. He's also an author. He's got a book out called The Next Millionaires. There's something that he says, I predict 10 million. This is for your notes. I predict 10 million new millionaires will be created in the direct selling industry by 2016. Wow. Yeah! Do you guys see that? And the reason being is because now more than ever before, people are looking. People right now have realized the fact that job security doesn't exist. Yes or yes? Yeah. People realize right now that the plan that everybody else grew up on was industrial age thinking, and now it's information age. Yeah. And information age is not the same thinking. You've got to do something different. If you want the same results, you do what everybody else does. If you want a different result, you got to do something what? different. And tonight we're going to talk about that. So obviously get that information. Next thing that I want to talk about tonight is what? I'm going to share with you tonight the 4 biggest compensation plans that are out there. The most popular or the most common would probably be a better word, because some of them aren't popular at all. They're just common. Okay, here it is. The first one's called the stair-step breakaway or coded comp plan. Stair-step breakaway or coded comp plan. The downfalls of this compensation plan is the people in your organization have success, you lose your income. Oh yeah. Imagine if you helped somebody make money and every time they did well, you got a pay cut. What? Well, those comp plans exist. No. Can you imagine that? They're called stair-step breakaways or coded plans. The second most common, now realize when it came out, it was hot. Do you guys get that? Like right now, if we broke out some VCRs, guess what you guys would say? What is that, right? If I broke out a pager, 90% of you would be like, what is that? Do you guys say? My daughter was like, why is there a phone at the basketball courts? Who do you call? Well, that's called a payphone, sweetheart. She's like, what is that? I'm like, you put quarters in there. She's like, what? Why would you just use your cell phone? I'm like, no. Right? But at the time, payphones were the deal, because that was what we had back then that was awesome. So just realize when the stair step came out, it was hot. You guys see that? It was about as hot as this room. Do you guys get that? So hopefully we're gonna get the AC fixed. But here's what that was kind of a polite way of telling the leaders to help me get the AC going. But anyways, all right. So obviously the four most popular compensation plans in the direct selling industry. Number 1, the stair-step breakaway or the coded plan. Obviously we already talked about this. The downfall of these compensation plans: people in your organization have success, you lose income. So imagine you brought me in, I go out there and I crush it, and every time I make money, you don't make anything, because that's the way the comp plan works. They exist. Now there's another compensation plan for your notes called the unilevel. What's a unilevel? Okay, unilevel. The drawback to this compensation plan is it's limited in depth. So imagine you only got paid on 7 levels or 10 levels or 13 levels, or you guys see that? So it's limited in depth. So you get paid only through a certain amount of levels. Yeah, I know that exists. Now realize it was hot when it first came out. Do you guys see that? The VCR was cool when it first came out, right? But you guys see that? But what happens is, just like compensation plans, guess what? Just like VCRs, guess what? Compensation plans, they get better as time progresses. Do you guys see that? But here's what you got to remember. People that are in these compensation plans, they don't sit around and be like, hey, the binary is the deal. Why? They can't, because they don't have one. Do you see that? They don't even, but they're afraid of them. Why? Because they're the deal. You understand? If your company was started in 1984, okay, think about this. If your company was started in 1984 and the binary comp plan didn't come out until 1993, can you have a binary if your company started in 84? No, because it's too late. So these old school companies, which we'll talk about in maybe about 3 weeks when you come to the Why Seacret training, here's what you got to be aware of: is the unilevel's old and outdated. Do you guys see that? Like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So then you have the force matrix. This never really caught on. You're not going to find many people in a force matrix comp plan, okay? Because it's just the disadvantage is you're limited to width and depth. Meaning you have to place people 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32, 64, 128. You guys see that? That's a crazy comp plan. It never really caught on. It never will caught on. I mean, it's just, but when it came out, it was better than these. It's better than a stair step. It's better than a unilevel, because those comp plans, there's a lot of drawbacks to them. Okay, so this came out, people were like, oh my God. But what they realized was there was a new comp plan that came out in the early 90s, and it's called the binary. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here's how the binary works. It's the newest and most popular compensation plan today. It's the binary. There's no depth restrictions to the binary plan. In order to mathematically pay out on unlimited levels, a business center in a binary plan must max out and to ensure both distributors and the company earn a profit. Be aware of that. Now, understand why. Obviously, because we want to make sure that we feed the goose that lays the golden egg. Yes or yes? But also, guess what? We don't want to make sure that the goose eats too much, because then guess what? The goose gets cooked. Would you guys agree with that? So understand what? That the secret max payout on a business center is $25,000 a week. Letting you know, I want to be upfront with you guys. And I know some of you are like, man, that's a lot. Now, here's what you want to realize. That's just on the team commission side of it. Wow. Now, there's other areas like the check match position. Do you guys see that? Your check match will be your biggest part of your check long term with this company, okay? Here's how it works. Now, let's talk a little bit about it. So basically there's 4 major comp plans. Now, there's different types of binaries. Are you guys with me on this? Yes. The first is called a flushing binary. This is kind of the original binary, was a flushing binary. Then the non-flushing binaries came out, and these just flushing binaries were outdated. But in a flushing binary plan, you have only a limited time, okay? Typically about 4 weeks to match up your left volume and your right volume, or it'll flush or disappear. Did you guys catch that? This is in your notes. I want to make sure you guys get it, okay? So what happens is if you have volume on your left side, you've got 4 weeks to match it up on the right side. If you don't, then it'll flush away. That's called a flushing binary. Now, the non-flushing binary came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. And when this came out, it was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Now, a non-flushing binary, as long as an agent makes a minimum monthly product order, their volume accumulates, carry forwards, or banks. It'll bank, okay? In Seacret, if an agent maintains a minimum of a 35-point, do you guys get that? It's for your notes. 35 monthly personal volume, their volume will accumulate. So what the heck does that mean? Let's say you bring me in. You call me up and say, Tim, I found a way to make a lot of money. Take a look at this business. It's got wow factor products, phenomenal story. You got to take a look at it. You know, I look at it, I go, this thing makes sense. I want to get in. And I go out there and I crush it. Okay? Now what happens is, say you sponsor me on your left side. I'm on your what side? Left. So if I'm on your left side and I go out there and I say I do 10 million in business my first 6 months. Do you guys see that? Now, what happens is on that right side, okay, if I'm on your left, as soon as the volume comes in on the right, it'll match up. Does that make sense? So whenever you put volume in on one side, it's kind of like banking. It's kind of like money in the bank. Are you guys with me on this? Now, in order to withdraw that money from the bank, guess what you have to do? Put volume on the other side. So as soon as that volume comes in on the other side, it'll match up, and then boom, you get what? Money. So in our comp plan, what happens is all that volume will accumulate and continue to keep accumulating as long as you're on a monthly order of 35. Do you guys see that? Now, somebody goes, well, what if I have, get 4, pay no more? Then you don't have to worry about a monthly auto. Do you see that? Why? Because your TBV is going to take care of it. Does that make sense? There's a lot of leaders in the room right now that don't have an auto ship. Why? Because they've got their customers. Do you see that? Yeah. So just understand something. You're building 2 teams. How many teams? 2. If one team blows up, you don't get penalized for that. Does that make sense to you guys? As soon as that other team explodes, you make a lot of what? Money. You guys got it. I'm going to break it down, okay? Here's how it works. Here's how it works. Now, there's a 50-50 binary. Pay attention, okay? You must evenly match your volume, okay? So basically, if 1,000 comes in on your left, 1,000 comes in on your right, that would equal about $100 in a traditional 50-50 binary. Let me explain to you what's the downfall to a 50-50 binary. If you, let's say that you bring me in, okay, and I go blow it out, that means that one leg's bigger than the other. You guys know, like, most of our legs are pretty much the same size, right, in life? In network marketing, it doesn't grow like that. One leg's going to grow faster. Why? Because it's going to be a shared leg. We're going to talk about this later on. Just remember me telling you this. Your shared leg should grow faster than your inside leg. Okay, and I'll explain why. But whenever you're sharing with your upline, like give an example. Let's say you brought me in. You sponsor me to what side we talked about earlier? Left. Left. Now I bring in Carlo and I sponsor Carlo to the left. Now guess what? Me, you, and Carlo all share the same left leg. So that means that me, you, and Carlo are all building down one left leg. You think that left leg's gonna grow faster with me, you, and Carlo building down the left? Yes. Of course, right? Now on your other side, you don't have me and Carlo building. So that's called your inside leg. Your shared leg is if you are sponsored to the left side, you have the right, you share the left responsibility with everybody on your left. Let me explain this to you guys, because I know some of you right now are confused. You bring me in, you put me on the left side. Me and you share that left leg responsibility. How many legs are we building? 2. You're building them straight down. Okay, you're building your outside left and outside right. I'm teaching you guys right now how to get rich. Pay attention, okay? You're building your outside left and outside right. Now, you and I share the left leg if you sponsor me on the left. If you sponsor me on the right, me and you share the right leg. So you have a shared leg with your sponsor. So everybody in here has a sponsor. Everybody say sponsor. Sponsor. That's the person that brought you in. That's your sponsor. You and your sponsor have a shared leg. And then if your sponsor sponsored you to the left, okay, that means that your sponsor didn't put you on the right. So now you and everybody on your right side have a right leg responsibility. Do you guys get that? Follow me on this. Okay, this is you. You bring me in on the left side. You bring Julian Doan in on the right side. Okay, now watch this. Yeah, here's what happens. You and I are going to share the left leg, and you and Julian are going to share the what? Right leg. Now say that Julian brings in on his left side. Follow me, guys. You and Julian share what leg? Right. Julian brings in Carlo on the left. Okay? Who shares the left leg with Carlo? Julian. Do you guys get that? So now Julian and Carlo share what leg? And then you and Julian share the what? It's funny though, because some of you are like, this is crazy, dude. We're talking about 2 legs. Did you guys get that? Most comp plans, it takes 6 legs to advance. You know what I mean? You're like an octopus. Right? So what happens in a 50-50 binary, your shared leg's always going to grow faster typically. So what happens if you have to match it up as much, you're not going to help that shared leg as much. Now, the 2/3, 1/3 binary, this is the most attractive binary right now in the industry. Everybody agrees, nobody disagrees. How a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan, okay? You only have to match half of your strong side volume in order to generate a commission. Seacret makes it easier to earn commissions by increasing the payout and making the retention of your agents higher. How do we do that? If you have 1,000 BV on your left side, you don't have to put 1,000 BV on your right side to generate a check. You understand? Only have to put 500. Wow. Do you guys see that? Yeah. So now what happens is the 500 will match up with 1,000 and it'll pay out what? 75. As opposed to if you have 1,000 left and then you have to do 1,000 right to cancel that out to get paid out on it. Wow. So we're going to explain this tonight. So don't worry. I know some of you right now are like, huh? You're like Scooby-Doo, right? Don't worry, tonight you'll understand this thoroughly, okay? And you're gonna freak out. Now, for your notes, there's 5 ways to get paid. How many ways? 5 ways to earn wealth. How many ways? 5. Here it is. Number 1 is retail product sales. We're gonna break that down tonight. Number 2 is preferred customer program. We're gonna break that down tonight. Number 3 is team commissions. We're gonna break that down tonight. Number 4, leadership check match program. We're gonna break that down tonight. And then obviously the performance bonuses. When you find out about the performance bonuses, try not to stand up and start throwing chairs, running around going, ah! Because typically that's what naturally you want to do. That's right. Because it just makes too much sense. Now, here it is, guys, and let's take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is retail product sales. For your notes, as an agent, you earn retail commissions ranging from 30 up to 150%. 30 up to 150. Everybody say 150. 150. Okay. This is the difference between wholesale and retail price of the products. So let me give an example. How does this work? Let's take a look. Right here, right now. Let's imagine that you obviously went out there, you bought one of these nail care kits. How much is a nail care kit? $19.95. Everybody say $19.95. $19.95. Now the retail on it is $49.95. Say $49.95. $49.95. That means you profit what? $30. Is everybody with me on this? Yeah. Very easy to understand. That would be 150%. Okay? If you take $20 and turn it into 50, that is 150% commissions, obviously. Now watch how this works. For your notes, there are 3 ways you can earn retail commissions. Okay? Number 1, this is the most popular way. Why? Because people want products right when. When you want something, you want it right now. I mean, that's one of the advantages of having, obviously, being in direct sales. So here it is, for your notes. The first way is to purchase at wholesale. That means you purchase it at wholesale, then you retail the product directly to your customer, and you keep the difference. Is everybody with me on this? Yes. All right, beautiful. Now, the second way is what? The second way is to fax in an order form. So you fill out an order form and you what? Fax it in. That's another way. Okay? Now, there's a third way. The third way that you can earn retail commissions, okay, is customers may order any of the Seacret products from your personal replicated website. Now, this is awesome for people that you know that are out of state. Right? You're calling somebody up, do me a favor, help me out, da-da-da-da-da. They say, yeah, okay, boom. Bam, you can point them to your replicated website. Does that make sense? All right, beautiful, okay? Now, obviously, by now, you can see clearly that a retail sells, it makes sense, yes or yes? Yes. Obviously, okay? Now, the preferred customer program. This is very powerful, very exciting, and one of my favorite subjects to talk about. What they receive, your preferred customers, what do they receive? Number one, huge discounts off of retail prices. Do people like to save money, yes or yes? Yes. Well, guess what? Preferred customers get that opportunity. Number two, the convenience of a monthly replenishment. Meaning what? That every single month they get the convenience of having the product delivered on an auto reorder. So you make residual income obviously too as well. We'll talk about that in a second. They earn points on every purchase. Okay, they have their very own skincare advisor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay? They have birthday gifts and gifts just because. Preferred customers get just gifts because we love them. Keep in mind, there's no setup fees for preferred customers. Is that good or bad? Yeah. Now, an example, if someone was to buy, if someone's like, look, I want to get the salt and oil and the hand cream and the body butter, the retail on that product is $129.85. Okay? Preferred customers get it for $61.99. So they save what? Money. Exactly. So they save, that's over 50% discount. So they save what? Money. You better believe it. Now watch how this works. This is the part that's obviously beautiful. Okay? This is what you receive. Everybody with me on this? Yeah. Here's what you receive. Earn up to 25% of the BV every month. So how do you get to 25% BV? You become a bronze or higher. Does that make sense? You understand? So when you become a bronze, you can earn 25%. How many of you guys would want to earn 25%? If you do, say aye. Aye. Obviously, that makes sense, okay? You get that. You get 25% BV every month from your PC orders. Number two for your notes, it builds monthly residual income. Monthly residual income, okay? Number three is it builds customer loyalty. Number four, you get to use those points to rank advance. Okay, next one is this, chance of free product, right? Because if you enroll 4, you pay no what? More. Ooh, I like it. Then obviously huge commissions on essentials. Huge commissions on what? Essential. All right, what the heck is an essential? Let's talk about it. All right, whenever you look at the preferred customer order form, step one, it says pick your replenishment, right? Now the second one is, it says essentials. Okay, what is essentials? You earn $50 to $100 when you sell an essential set for a preferred customer. Essentials are only available, help me out guys, they're only available on the date of the preferred customer enrollment. So that's an added bonus that you can tell them, hey look, you know what, it's only available right now. Why? Because it's ridiculous savings for them. Yep. It's over the top. You can even use this to get preferred customers. Why? Because it's a ridiculous amount of savings. Let me give you an example. Let's talk a little bit about what I'm talking about. Okay, here's what it is. This is the necessities. There's two types. There's advanced and necessities. Okay, on necessities. Okay, on necessities. Come on, one. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you use the oily skin necessity. The retail on that's $209.85. $209.85. The preferred customer price on that is $117.94. But if they get it right away, that's $99. Wow. So it's regularly $209, but you can get it today and today only for $99. Now here's the good news. You earn $50 straight up off the top. Is that good or great? Great. You know what I'm saying? So bam, that's right there, money in your pocket. So on necessity essentials, you earn 50 to 80. 50 to 80. Right, give an example. The age-defying set, this is ridiculous. Retails for $524. Preferred customers get it for $249. However, if they buy it at the point of purchase, they can get it for $169.99. And you make $80 on that. Nice. What? You get what I'm saying? Get good at making money, all right? So watch how this works. Now this is the advanced essentials, okay? On your advanced essentials, you earn $70 to $100. Everybody on me, say 70 to 100. 70 to 100. Okay, this is on your advance, all right? Let me give an example. If somebody scoops up the dry skin advance, it's regularly, the retail is $394. Preferred customers get it for $197. But for them, in that moment, it's $150.99. And you make $70 straight off the top. Yes, I mean, when I saw this, I'm like, you guys are kidding me. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous percentages. What happens is people that own businesses that want to sell our product in their business, they freak out when they see this. Yeah, why? Because it's ridiculous. Plus, there's BV attached to it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Over the top, man. Like, look at this one. This one's crazy. Retail's $1,049. Preferred customers get it for $479. They get it at that point for $299.99. And you make $100 off the top, plus a 99 BV goes into the tree. Ridiculous, dude. It's stupid. It's just too much money. They're just throwing too much money at us. They ain't knock it off. I mean, they're basically giving the products away for free. They're actually paying people to use them, it looks like, okay? So, watch how this works. Enroll form, pay no what? More. You got it right here. So here's the example. This is at the bottom of your page. Obviously, enroll 4, pay no more. When you have 4 preferred customers, how many? 4. 4 on a monthly auto delivery program, your skincare system is free. What does that mean? If you have 4 preferred customers at $50, that would be a total of $200. Yes or yes? Yes. You divide that by 40, that'd be $50 of free product credit. It's at the bottom of your page. How many of you guys can use the extra $50 of free product? If you can, say aye. Aye. Now watch this. Now remember, plus you're going to get paid up to 25% of the BV of those orders. It's ridiculous. Watch this. This is where it gets crazy. The company's giving us too much money. It's too aggressive. They need to tone down the comp plan because it's out of control. It's too much money. Now watch this. 8 preferred customers. How many? 8. That means you're 2-star qualified. Watch this. If you get 8 PCs at $100, that's $800 of the customers. How much? 800. 800. Now, take 800 divided by 4, that'd be $200 of the free product credit. How many of you right now could use an extra $800 if you an extra $200 of free product? Say aye. Aye. No brainer. You guys see how that works? When I saw this for the first time, I said to myself, that makes sense. No brainer, man, getting preferred customers. And now let me ask you this question. What happens if I get $200 of the product and I go out there and I retail it for $200? That's 1,000% profit. Wow. It's out of control. It's out of control. Boy, it's about to get stupid. Out of control. Watch how this works. Okay, this is called the power duplication. If you double the penny every day for 30 days, here's what would happen. Day 1, it's worth 1 cent. Day 2, it's worth 2 cents. Then day 3, it's worth 4 cents. Day 5, day 3 is 4. Day 4 is 8. Day 5 is 16. Now day 15, it's 163.84. 163.84. Now day 20, you're up to $5,242.88. But watch this. By day 30, it's up over $5.3 million. You're talking $5,368,709.12. Just if you're counting. But here's what most people do. They cash out at like day 7. You'll see it, man. You see people work real hard, they'll start crushing it, and then they start getting results, and they start embracing success. The key is just keep on keeping on. Yeah. Don't ever slow down. I'm telling you guys. Why? That's the deal. Why not? Here's the answer. Make as much as you can. Yeah. So here's how it looks. Okay, now get ready for this. This is the part where you want to staple your socks on. How do the team commissions work? Okay, I'm glad you asked. Here's the power of 2. Okay? What does this mean? If 2, okay, let's say that this is you, and you bring it 2, and you bring it 2, and it keeps growing like that. Okay, it'd be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 120, 256, 5, 12,000, 24, 2,048, 4,096. Watch. You're talking about a total, if you add them all up, 8,190 agents. Wow. Now remember this. You earn, this is for your notes, 10 to 15% on your lesser leg team business volume. When you become a bronze or higher, you earn 15%. Yeah. Now, if you get started with, guess what, a special agent package, you're coded as a bronze for how many weeks? 12 weeks. So you get to make that 15% right from the beginning. And if you follow our proven plan of action, watch. You follow our proven plan of action, guess what happens? You're going to be qualified for sure. Watch how this works. You'll love this. Team commissions. Okay, now let's say you had 10 agents here. How many agents? 10. And say you had 20 agents over here. How many? 20. So you have 10 agents here, 20 agents here, with 5 preferred customers. How many? 5. All right, beautiful. Your monthly residual income is going to be $450. How much? $450. And watch how this works. Now let's say that you got passionate and you had 100 agents here and 200 agents here with all 5 preferred customers. Now you're at 4,500. This is just monthly residuals. Just on the monthly residuals. What does that mean? If you're making $4,500 a month residually, that means you're making a lot more. Guess what? You're making even more money on top of that. Do you guys see that? Watch how this works. Let's say you get fired up and passionate and you have 1,000 agents on one team, 2,000 on the other, with 5 preferred customers. Now you're talking about 45,000. Wow. Is that a good idea? Yeah. How many of you right now can use the extra 45,000 a month? If you can, say aye. Aye. That's residual income. What does residual income mean? That means it comes in month after month after month after month. So whether you're working or you're not, you make what? Money. So here's the thing. Don't look at Seacret as, hey, this, the skincare business I'm doing. Look at Seacret as a vehicle for you to get to do what you want in life. Yes. What do you want to have? What do you want to do? What do you want to see? What do you want to be? What do you want? That's your reason. That's what's important. Seacret is now a vehicle to help you what? Get there. Yeah. So how do you make it happen? Well, we're going to talk about it tonight, okay? So how many of you are ready to make a lot of money? If you do, say aye. Aye. Let me break this thing down a little bit more. Here's your leadership check match. This is the part where you're probably going to get fired up, okay? How does leadership check match work? You receive a percentage match, okay, the 4 generations on bronzes and above agents in your enrollment tree. Are you guys ready to talk about making big money? If you do, say aye. Aye. This is where the big money starts to show up. Yeah. Everybody you personally sponsor, when you're bronze, it's a bronze or higher, you make 20% on their checks. Okay? Now, when you're silver, Andrew Doe. Wrap it up, Stephen. So what happens if you're silver? Yeah, you're going to unlock 20% on level what? And 10% on level what? Watch this. When you become a gold, 20, 10, 10. Now, guess what? When you're Ruby, 20, 10, 10, 10. This is generations, not levels. Everybody say generations. Generations. Now watch how this works, okay? This is the part that's going to start getting exciting. Here it is. Now watch how this works. You receive a percentage match. You guys already know about this, okay? So what happens is if you enroll 5 people, how many? 5. That are all making $1,000 that are bronze or higher, how much are you making? You're going to be earning what? 1,000 as well. Why? Because you're going to get 20% of 1,000 5 times. So that's 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. Boom, that's 1,000. That's just when you're bronze. Watch this. This is where it gets stupid. When you're silver, I want to explain this to you. Okay? What does generations mean? Say this is you right here. Carlo, you're looking good. And that blouse right. This is you right here, right? What happens is this, you bring in this guy, right, who doesn't do much, retires early, but he brings in one person who retires early, but brings in one person before they retire, brings in one person before they retire, brings in one person before they retire, and then she gets started. She's a beast. Are you guys seeing that? And she starts making $10,000 a week. What generation is that for you? That's your second generation. Why? Because these people are not bronzes or higher. Wow. So you understand? If this guy's a bronze, she's not, but she is, this would be level 1, this would be level what? 2. You guys got it. Now if she's making $10,000 a week, you're getting 10% of that. What's 10% of 10,000? 1,000. So you're making 1,000 a week on your check match. This is above the $25,000 a month, $25,000 a week cap. Did you guys catch that? Remember the $25,000 a week gap we talked about?
Yes.
This is how you make more money than that. Right here. This is the best part of the program. Watch how this works for your notes. You might want to write this one down, okay? This is my favorite part. This is the leadership check match in action. Okay, level 1. Let's say you have 5 agents. How many agents? 5. That are all they're averaging 1,000 a week. You're going to be earning how much? 1,000. You guys already got that one, okay? Now watch this. Level 2. Let's say that those 5 people do the same thing you just did. That's called duplication, right? When you go through the John C. Maxwell Leadership Certification, you're going to understand exactly how to duplicate your organization. Yep. You want to make sure you qualify for that. It's not too late. Now here's what happens. Now you're talking about level 2. Everybody say level 2. Level 2. Now level 2, that'd be 5 over on 5. That would be how many? 5, that'd be 25. If they're averaging the same amount of 1,000 a week, that means you're making how much? 2,500 a week. Level 3, watch how this works. Now, if those 25 bring in 5, and duplicate that out, how much is that? 125. 525, 125. Watch this. If they duplicate the same thing at 1,000 a week, you're at what? Now you're 12,500 a week, just on your check match. Wow. Don't worry, it's going to get better. Now, if you duplicate that out through 5 generations, how many? 5 generations of 5, 5, 5. What would happen is this. Yeah, you're at 625. Now remember, you guys, we're building a binary. How many legs? 2. But we're also building an enrollment tree. They call it your personal enrollment activity report, your pair, when you look at the back office. In your pair, you can have how many legs? As many as you want. Now, as you build your pair, you're also building your binary tree at the same time. So what does that mean? Let's say Carlo, stand up for a second, please. Let's say Carlo gets fired up and he brings in, just pick 5 people real quickly. Just touch 5 people. This group right here, you guys stand up for a second. You got the front row. Now here's what happens, okay? Now he grabs these 5 people, gets them started in the business. Give Carlo a round of applause, doing a great job. Now how do you take 5 legs and put it into 2? You have to place people in other people's organizations. This is where spillover comes in. So what happens, imagine the first 2 people that you pick, who were in this example was who? They would be on top. So now they're level 1 and level 1. Now the next 3 people, guess where they have to go? Under those 2. So he's going to be building his outside left and his outside what? Right. So he's going to be placing them under those outside legs. You guys see that? But if everybody's doing 5, guess what happens? Everybody's getting a ton of spillover. Is everybody with me on this? Yeah. Follow me, guys. You have 2 legs. If you bring in 5 people into 2 legs, that means you have to place 3 people under the first 2. But you don't place them 2 and then 2. You place them straight down on the outside. Everybody say outside. Outside. You're building your outside left and your outside what? Right. Right. All right, give these people a big round of applause for helping out. So what were we up to right now? 625 agents at 1,000 a week. You're at 62,500 for the week. Add it up. Total income, $314,000 for the month. Everybody help me out. How much is it? $314,000. Can everybody give that a big round of applause? That's just on your check match. Everybody help me out and say check match. Check match. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about the performance bonuses. How many of you guys want to talk about performance bonuses? If you do, say aye. Aye. Here's how they work. Right? When you become a silver, right? We're going to talk about how to become a silver in a minute. Now you're going to be your monthly car bonus is how much? 600. Then when you become a gold, you're going to get another bonus, but you're still at 600 for the car bonus. Now when you hit ruby, you're at what? Everybody help me out. 800. When you become an emerald, you're at what? 1,000. Diamond, you're at what? 1,500 a month just for your car bonus. Then double diamond, you're at what? 2,000. And at crown, you're at what? 3,000. How many of you right now can use extra 3,000 a month for a car bonus? If you can, say aye. Aye. How do we do it? All right, let's talk about it. Now, the next bonus I want to share with you is called what? The lifestyle bonus. How does the lifestyle bonus work? The answer is very well. All right, how it works is like this. When you're a gold, when you're a what? Gold, you're now making $600 a month for your lifestyle bonus.
Yeah.
How many of you could use an extra $600 a month if you can't say aye? Aye. Bam, get the gold. It's available right now. We're actually encouraging you to do it. Ruby, you're going to make an extra what? 800. Emerald, you're at what? 1,000. Diamond, you're at what? 1,500 a month. The double diamond, you're at what? 2,000. And crown, you're at what? 3,000. So if you're doing 3,000 for your car, 3,000 for your lifestyle, how much is that?
6,000.
Ooh, just on monthly extra bonuses. Woo! Now, you'll like this one. This one right here is called the one-time rank advancement bonuses.
Yes.
How many of you need some money right now if you do say aye? These are now bonuses. This is on top of everything else, man. When you become a star, a what? Star, you're going to get a $15 bonus. Then when you become a star builder, you're going to get what? 50. Then when you become a bronze, you're going to get what? 125. When you become a silver, you get what? 1,000. Then when you become a gold, you get what? 3,000. When you become a ruby, you get what? $7,000 bonus.
Wow.
Now when you become an emerald, what? Casey Call just hit emerald.
Wow.
He'll be over 100,000 for the month. He was at 70,000 last time I looked. Smart move right there. Diamond is what? $200,000. Right now, John Malott and Tiffany Malott are actually knocking on the door of Diamond. Then they're going to be able to officially say, I had a good year yesterday. Do you guys see it? I had a good day. I had a good year yesterday. Double diamond is $250,000.
Oh my God.
And then crown is $1 million. Million. Wow. How many of you right now can use an extra $1 million if you can say aye? So how do we do it? Well, we're going to talk about it. What do these rank advancements look like? All right, now let's look at this. Okay, bronze agent, 25 and 25. 25 ADPs, right? Replenishment services left and right. How many? 25. Or you can do 4375 and 8 ADPs on your left, and 4375 and 8, ADPs on your right. Did you guys catch that? Either or, whatever makes more sense to you. Now, silver is 100 and 100. How much? 100 and 100. Or you can do 17,500 and 30 monthly auto reorders, right? With the replenishment services, which is, your monthly auto reorders. So that'd be 17,530 on your left and right. Okay? Now that's within a 4-week time frame, not in 1 week. Now gold agents, when you become a gold, everybody say gold.
Gold.
How do you get there? 250, 250. 250 what?
250.
Yeah, right now. Wrap it up. We have people right now that are knocking on the door. Wonder who's going to be the first one in this room. Is it going to be Ian? Is it going to be Judd? Carlo? Jay? It was actually Jane beat all of them. Jane Kwan. You guys know she just hit? Give Jane a round of applause. Jane got promoted, I think, to silver the same time Carlo did. Here's how it works. Ruby is 1,000, 1,000. 1,000, 1,000. 1,000, 1,000. Okay? Or 175,300 on your left and right. Emerald is 2,500, 2,500. Diamond is, and I'm just going to go 5,000, 5,000. Double diamond is 10 and 10. Crown is 25,000, 25,000. Now understand what? We're not going to limit anybody to how fast they can get there. Do you see that? Have you ever been there before? I worked at Boomers for a year, and I was making $5 an hour when I worked at Boomers. And then after a year later, I'm working at Boomers. I'm making $5 an hour.
Woo!
So after an entire year, I was broke, and then after a year, I was broke. Now, you know what my monthly residual income is for all the efforts I put into Boomers? No, every month. After I walked away, do you know how much money they continue to keep sending me every month? What's funny though, you'll meet people like, I'm skeptical, dude, about this. It's like, what do you do, bro? Like, what do you know what I mean? Like, where do you work at? You know what I mean? It's just, what are you doing, dude? You must have a pretty good, show me your comp plan. Show me how I can make $1 million in your comp plan. They're like, Boomers doesn't have that. It's like, there's a difference between being skeptical and being stupid. Would you guys agree with that? Okay. Here, we want to make sure we're paying attention so we can make a lot of what? Money. Here's how it works, okay? Now, I want you to understand, this is the time. Now, here's the September promotions. This is only happening right when? Now. Now, this is, I want you to understand this. These are promotions. Follow me, guys. Very important to recognize how this works. Anyone right now that gets started between now and the end of the month, this will end on September 30th. What's the day right now? 27. So right now, we've got a few days left to sneak people in before this ends. How many of you want to make a lot of money right now? If you do, say aye. I'll show you guys how this works, okay? Watch this. You got to make it happen right now. We're going to show you how to do it. Watch. This is powerful. Now, this is the special promotion. This is the unlocked enroller bonuses, okay? This is you right here. And guess what? You sponsor 5 people. How many? 5. Now, when people get started in our business, they pick a what? Package. Now, I'm going to throw 5 different packages up here. Let's say that this person right here gets a premium. This person gets a basic. This person gets a special agent. This person here gets a special agent. This person here gets a premium. You, for sponsoring them, is going to earn 60 on the premium. How much on the premium? 60. 60. Now, on the basic, you're going to earn 15. How much? 50. On the special agent, you're going to earn how much? 200. So you're going to earn 200, 200, 60 for the premium, 15 for the basic, and 60 for the premium. So right there, just in enroller bonuses, that's 535 what? How many of you could use the extra $535 right now? Say aye. Aye. Between now and the end of the month, sponsor 5 brand new people. How do you do that? Find out who your upline presenter is and put them in front of people. Have them get them started for you. Right when? Now. Watch how this works, okay? Or pack a living room, right? That's all you gotta do. It's easy, guys. Superstar qualification, okay? Superstar bonus qualification. Watch how this works. First thing is this. You must enroll with either a premium or special. To become a superstar, you must enroll with a what? Premium or what? Special agent. So if you enroll with one of those packages, now you're eligible for what? Superstar bonus. Here's how it works. You bring in 2 agents. How many agents? 2. Within 28 days. So as long as someone sneaks in between now and the end of the month, they're fine. Some of you right now are within your first 28 days. And you're not at a special agent or premium. You should upgrade right when? Now. You've got to upgrade right now. Now watch how this works. These people get a special agent or premium, special agent or premium. Is everybody with me so far? Yes. For that example right there, you're going to earn $400. Wow. How many right now can use extra $400 if you can? Say aye. Aye. Man, it's a no-brainer. Now is the time. But always remember, you got to pay attention to your start date. What day did you get what? Started. That's called your what? Start date. Okay, so be cognizant, be aware of that. Okay? Now, tonight, I want to share with you a little bit about pay period deadlines. You've got to understand pay period deadlines so you can make a lot of what? Money. All volume must be entered before Sunday at 11:59. Sunday at 11:59, that's pay period deadline. So the volume has got to be in before what? Sunday at what time?
11:59. Okay,
that's for your notes on your paper. Now look, when anything that gets in by Sunday, okay, those checks get cut on Friday. Do you guys see that? So depending on where you live, it'll probably be at your house Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Okay, I want this. You got to make sure you understand, you've got to get everything in by what?
Sunday.
Why? Because that's the pay period what?
Yeah.
And the key is to get as many checks out to your team as fast as what?
Yeah.
That's the key. People ask me all the time, they say, Tim, what's the secret to success in Seacret? We're going to talk about it in a minute. Now is the time. Right now, you want to make a commitment. In your mind, make a commitment in your heart that nothing can stop you, that you're going to make it happen, that you're going to become a success. Right now, you need to make that conscious, determined, deliberate effort. Right now, to go all out massive action, to take advantage of this compensation plan. Right now, there's people in this room that are going to become millionaires with this compensation plan. Right now. Guys, follow me, man. Right now, look, there's people in this room right now that aren't even star yet. There are people in this room right now, this is their first university course, that are going to become millionaires in this company. Yeah. And guess what? There's also people in this room right now that are going to be gone tomorrow. We're never going to see them again. Think about it, you guys. They're going to retire right now. Same company, same opportunity. Difference is desire. Yeah. See, how bad do you want to win? How bad do you want to succeed? Right now, if you're going to bet on who's going to become a millionaire of this opportunity, who are you going to bet on? You've got to bet on yourself. Why? Because you're the only person that you can control. Yeah. There's been well over 5 billion people to walk this planet, but there's only been one you. You're the best person that you know. Yeah. Right now is the time. Right now is the time to make it happen. So how does it work? Let's talk a little bit about what it looks like. Okay, this is important. This is called setting your goal. Now, there's different goals that you can set on how many ADPs. This is for your notes. If you enroll one ADP every day, one every what? Day. One every day. Okay, in your pay like for 1 year, what would happen is your team commissions are going to be at $1,900. How much? $1,900. Plus your car bonus is going to be at what? $1,200. Your total income would be $3,100 a month residual. Wow. That's just residual money. That's for getting how many a day? One a day. That's not you personally. It's anybody in your pay leg. Do you guys see that? There's people in this room last week that got over 300 in their pay leg. Yeah. Do you guys see that? Do you see how smart that is? So guess what you want to do? At least get one a day. Would you guys agree with that? That'll get you to $3,100 by the end of the year. Now, what if you get 3 a day? 3 a day will put you at $5,700 for team commissions, $1,600 for car and lifestyle. You're at $7,300 a month residual. $7,300 a month residual what? Income. Now watch this. If you get 5, how many? 5 a day anywhere in your organization all the way down forever. How many? 5 a day. 5 a day. Anywhere in your group. Guess what? Now you're at $9,500 for team commissions. Plus your car and lifestyles at $1,600. You're making $11,100 a month residual. How many people do you know in America right now, after a year of working, could quit their job and still would make a 6-figure monthly income? I mean, yearly income. Make over $100,000 a year residual at a job. But I don't work in corporate America. They didn't accept me. They wouldn't let me in with my resume. My resume didn't look good enough. Think about it, you guys. What about if you got 10 a day? For your notes, 10 ADPs a day, anywhere in your pay like for 1 year. Now you're at $19,100 for team commissions. You're at $2,000 car and lifestyle. Your total monthly residual income is $21,100 every single month. That's without counting check match. Do you understand what I'm telling you guys? That's without counting check match. That's without counting all the new volume that comes in, how much you're going to get paid on that. Jeez. That's just residual income. For your notes, you guys might want to write this one down. Residual income creates happiness. R-I-C-H. R-I-C-H. Do you guys see that? Nice. Residual income creates happiness. How do I know for sure? Here's what I know for sure. I know for sure, my wife today called me at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I go, where are you at? She said, I'm at South Coast Plaza. And she said, I'm real happy. She's unhappy. So I know for sure. We got documentation. So what you just decide what plan works better for you. You know the difference between 1 and 10? What's the difference between 1 customer a day and 10 customers a day? Same thing, just more of it. If you duplicate yourself 10 times, now you have what? If you commit to 1 a day and you teach 10 people to get 1 a day, that's what? 10 a day.
Wow.
How do you duplicate yourself? You got to learn leadership. Yep. Here's the thing, we have a leadership certification course coming up. Some of you right now are knocking on the door of qualifying. Some of you right now are knocking on the door. You've got maybe 3 customers, maybe 5 customers. Maybe you've already got your 8 customers, but you're working on getting your regional ticket. You've got to have your regional ticket. Some of you guys are going to get your 8 customers, but you're not going to get your regional ticket. You're going to get turned away at the door. Guys, think. And some of you right now, you're saying, well, if I get my 8 customers, then I'll get my regional ticket. Let me tell you something. You won't get your 8 customers with that mindset.
Yeah.
You have to make a commitment. You have to commit, saying, I'm going to get it done no matter what. No matter what, I'm going to qualify. Some of you right now, exactly, how do I qualify again? All you got to do is get 8 customer points. Saturday, it's going to be happening at the Embassy Suites in Brea. Embassy Suites in Brea this Saturday. Now here's the thing, do not come unless you qualify. Why? Because you're going to be rejected. We're going to say no. We're going to have very strict qualifications. And some of you right now, you maybe have 7, but you're telling people you have 8, you will be exposed. I already told the leaders, man, we had a Star Builder meeting at my house here, and I said, man, we're running this thing strict. Why? Because guess what? We're looking to develop people that are leaders already that have got those qualities. How do you know if you're a leader? Right now, you got to look at yourself and ask yourself, do you have leadership potential? What are you going to duplicate? If you're going to duplicate the wrong stuff or the right stuff, are you the type of person that steps up and goes above and beyond? If you are, then you're the type of person we want to spend time with. Right now, some of you are like, look, man, I'm not qualified. How do I get qualified? Talk to your upline. Tell them, hey, look, you know what? I want to qualify. Guarantee you, there's somebody that will go above and beyond to help you get it done. Right when? Now. So how do we make it happen? Let's talk about it. I like this group. This is important to understand. How do you build a binary? Everybody say, build a binary.
Build a binary.
I'm going to show you right now. Okay? Here's how you build your binary. But before we go into that, look. Successfully building a binary is easier to do fast than it is to do slow. It's easier to do what? Fast than it is to do what? Slow. Okay? Binary plans encourage teamwork by encouraging placing agents spillover in the shared lake. So guess what it encourages you to do? To place agents or to spill over in shared lakes. Let me give you an example. Thank you very much. That's you. This is you can't see, but it says you right there. What happens is you have a sponsor. Everybody say sponsor. Sponsor. Now, if your sponsor sponsors you to the left, you and your sponsor share what? Left leg. Now, what happens is this. They're going to be building 2 legs. How many legs? 2. So they're going to be placing people here and here. Now, every time these people go in your organization, do you win or lose? Win. You better believe it. Now, watch this. They have a support team, meaning that there's people above them that are building how many legs? 2. So you have a support team that shares that same leg too. So the support team gets excited because they see this volume, and now there's people that are getting sponsored in this group. Now you have yet to bring any of these people in. But do you love them all? Yes. What if you don't know them? Do you still love them? Yes. Yeah, because that's part of your money. Do you guys see that? That's called spillover. Help me out and say spillover. Spillover. Okay, you need to learn how to explain this to people. Okay? So all this action's happening, everybody's excited, all this stuff's going on. Is that good or bad for you? Right. Why? Because you're right where? Right here. This is who? You. This is you. Right? Everybody say, this is me. Me. Right, because you got started right when? Now. So all that's happening. Now watch this. If you wait, that's why it's important to explain why the binary is so powerful. If someone waits, Wah, wah, wah. So would you rather be, well, let me ask you this question. Is it smarter to get started right here, right when, now? Or is it better to wait and be down here at the bottom?
Right now. Now.
Somebody's like, I'm going to wait 6 months just to see how this thing works out. You might dislocate because you kicked yourself in the... Do you guys see that? You don't want to wait. You want to get in right when? Now. You got to now explain this to people. This is the most powerful part of the binary. The most powerful part of the binary. There's people right now that are in this room that have got 2,000 people that are in their organization that they never had anything to do with sponsoring. Because they got started right when? Now. So the key is you want to take action right when? Now. Somebody goes, well, how do I know? Well, I know how you can find out. There's 2 ways to find out. Not get started, and then you can find out and have a bad hair day for the rest of your life. Wow. Or you can get started right when? Now, and position yourself for success. What do you think smarter? How many of you guys agree with me getting started right now is a smart move? If you do, say aye. That's the key. You want to get people started right when? Now. Now, somebody's like, how do I do that? Obviously, all of you know, okay, that the time to make it happen is right now. Next week's training on presenting skills is going to change a lot of your lives. Some of you have been through it one time and your life is already altered. We're altering everybody's life next week. 100%. Now's the time to get brand new people started. Right now we have these promotions coming in. So what does it look like? Here it is. How many of you want to know the secrets to success? If you do, say aye. Here's how it works. 6 proven reasons on why the fundamental foundation of success is developing stars. What's a star? One person gets on the left and one person on your what? That means you're a star. Okay, this is the foundation. Number 1, simplicity creates duplication. Simplicity creates what? Duplication. Okay, success breeds success. Watch how this works. Number 2, it strengthens the relationship. Why? Because you're helping people become star. Here's what happens. You can get everything you want if you help enough other people get what they want. So what you want to do is help your people become what? Stars. Okay? Next thing for your notes. It creates momentum. Yep. Promoting stars is the catalyst that'll spark your momentum. How many, you build it 1 star at a time. People ask me, say, how do you make it happen 1 star at a time? 1 star at a time. That's the secret. Next thing is this. Number 4, goals streamline focus. Focusing agents on their first mission will give them direction. Yep. Right when somebody gets in, how fast can you get them to what? Star. They get started as an agent, you want to make them a star right away. That's the key. Who do you have right now on your team that's not a star? We got to get them to star right when? Now. There are people in this room right now that are not star. We need to make sure that no matter what, we get them to star right when? Now. Right now is the time. Right now is the time. Number 5, builds excitement. Your team will begin to get excited when the sole purpose is to develop stars. You want people to become a star right when? Now. Everybody that's not a star, you want to get them to star right when? Now. Now is the time. Okay? Number 6, impending events develop urgency. Impending events. What develops urgency? Impending events. Urgency is really the key to success. Why? Because guess what? You got to take action right when? Now. Here's what happens. Promoting agents before pay period deadline and before Seacret University doubles. Everybody say doubles. Doubles the amount of impending events in a week. Everybody wants to become a star before what? Pay period deadline. So the key is to run hard for that. But you also run hard for what? Seacret what? University. So let me wrap this up by talking to that. Now here's the deal. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. Now here's the thing. How many of you've got a better grip on the comp plan? If you do, say aye. How many of you right now are ready to max out the comp plan? If you are, say hi. Now is the time, you guys. The time is now. We've got to make a commitment in our mind, make a commitment in our heart right now that we're going all out massive action, that we're going to step up, that we're going to get the job done. If you don't have, here's the deal. If you don't have your SU cards, we're going to have them outside. If you haven't got your regional tickets, we're going to have them out what? Side. The time to take action is right when?